first ASMR video. I have watched ASMR for like 10 years, and I've always wanted to do my own video. It's a little out of pocket considering the kind of content I usually post, which is why I am not alone. I have brought my copy of Air by S-A-B-A-A Sabah, T-A-H-I-R to Here. This book is about 3 teenagers who are all trying their best to survive. I'll read the blurb on the back. It's hot as hell in this room, by the way. So if you see me sweating, don't comment about it. Growing up in the Kagari slums, Az has seen her share of suffering. An old tragedy fuels her need for vengeance, but it is love of her people that propels her. Until one hot-headed mistake lands her in the inescapable prison, where the embers of her wrath ignite. Banished from her people for an unforgivable crime, Serja is a tracker who uses magic to trace her marks. Destitute, she agrees to hunt down a killer who has murdered children all across the marital empire. But when a chance encounter leads to an unexpected attraction, Serja learns her mission might cost her more than she's willing to give up. Quill is the crown prince of the empire, but he is loath to take the throne. As the son of a reviled emperor, he better than anyone understands that power corrupts. When a new enemy threatens the survival of the empire, Quill must ask himself if he can rise above his tragic lineage and be the heir his people need. I don't know how people do this stuff one-handed. Where the hell is my phone? Okay, I don't have my phone, GG. Currently, I am on page 237, chapter 23. This one. But before I get into reading any of the book, I want to talk about my bookmark. I'm gonna clip you to my shirt, actually. This bookmark I got from Etsy. I cannot remember her name, but she is a Victorian Etsy seller, and she makes these dangly bookmarks that I have already dangled somehow. How have I done that? Okay, that's an issue for another time. I bought this bookmark when I first started reading in 2022. No, in 2023. It's got a little gem on the back and a little detailing on the hook, which I don't know if you can see. I'm going to read about a page of this book to you. So if you do not want any air spoilers, I'd recommend to stop watching now. After the vision of his father's death, Will didn't comprehend the extent of his skill. It took the accidental leeching of other people's memories and thoughts, a language tutor, a palace garden, a stone with a club before falling to the ground. Moaning, "I am unmade," she had said. "I am broken." The prince had never seen his aunt lose control. Her pain was raw and visceral, and he knew in his marrow that she would hate that he'd witnessed the innermost sanctum of her heart. He couldn't help her with what he'd learned. He couldn't do anything but wish she didn't carry such a weight. After that, he'd vowed he'd never use his magic to read someone's thoughts again, but memories were different. So many had seemed to have a will of their own. They wanted to be witnessed, especially when filled with violence or pain. The older Quill got, the harder it was to resist their pull. "Thank the bleeding skies," Sophian muttered when the town came into view, his voice wrenching Quill from his brooding. "I need a hot meal and a bath." "We shouldn't stop," Quill said. "It's not safe." Aurelia pulled her mount even with Quill's. She'd persuaded Sophian to buy her coveralls from a Japanese village they passed, along with a few basic tools. Her mood had been annoyingly buoyant. We'll end there. I started reading Air when I was in Perth for Christmas, so December. They recommend, and I say they, like I know who they are. People have recommended that you should read the Air of Fire series before you read Air. But nowhere I have found near me or in Perth has stocked it, so I'm stuck trying to pick up the pieces of a world I never knew. It's not like I'm not enjoying the book. I am enjoying it. But it does take a lot of mental space, especially with three perspectives that are only just starting to tie together halfway into the book. Besides this, I am currently reading Onyx Storm. It's not as good as I was hoping. I'm almost halfway through that one as well. But I will persevere and keep reading. I don't know what else I can do. ASMR wise. But I think I'm going to end this here and pray it works this time. Otherwise I might lose my shit. It only recorded the first half of the last video I did. But do let me know if this is something that you would like to see again in the future. I'm happy to do a video reading. It's a little hard for me to read aloud because I am dyslexic and I jumble up words when I read aloud. If that's what the people want, that's what